What's going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all having a great day so far. Um, Getting into this episode, man, Maxie should have slapped the piss out of those women coming to the door. I just find it rude and disrespectful on so many levels to just if I had to guess, I would say it had to be around what 8, 9 o'clock at night, if I had to guess. Who pops up at a random person's door taking pictures and just like, Maxie was tolerant of the first two girls that came. Then when the other two girls showed up, them girls was downright rude. Like they addressed Maxie talking about, "Oh, you're the wife," and then had the nerve to say Nathan could do better. Maxie should have knocked him on the floor. Then she should have smacked the snot out of Nathan because Nathan just stood there. He didn't defend her. He didn't say nothing. He just stood there with a stupid look on his face. Somebody just disrespected your wife and you didn't correct them, you didn't say nothing, you just stood there. Even though Maxie didn't really need him defending her because obviously Maxie has enough sass to defend herself, but it's the sheer fact that they disrespected your wife and your wife has put up with this man Landers thing. She's not complaining too much. She's put up with it, she's tolerating it. And you got these girls coming disrespecting your wife in your face and you don't say nothing? But I'm glad Maxie checked that girl. And she told her, she was like, yeah, just like them tacky shoes you got on. I agree. Her shoes were tacky. They were flashy and didn't go with what she had on. She looked a mess. Um, and Nathan's sitting there talking about it's okay. Really, Nathan? It's okay. You got random strangers coming to your door. They know where you live. Like, how is that okay? Maxie had a point. They should move. She was like, she don't want strangers knowing where she live. You know what I mean? Popping up at her door all hours of the night, taking pictures of her husband, and you think she's supposed to be okay with that? That's okay? Like who says that? And it has to be bad for Nathan's job. Like you obviously can't go undercover now because everybody in Port Charles know who you are now. They know that you're a cop. Your face is plastered all over the media now. And it's dangerous because your enemies, people that you're trying to arrest or investigate, they now know where you live. I feel like, Maxie has every right to be mad about this because, and she should want to move because it's a safety issue and it's just pure disrespectful to pop up at people's door. You don't know these strangers and they just knocking on your door all hours of the night. This is getting ridiculous. This man Landers storyline needs to end like yesterday. Like seriously, it needs to be over. It's a stupid storyline. It's not really entertaining. It's just dumb. I think they're doing it just to give Nathan and Maxie something to do. But if you want to give them something to do, how about coming up with a better creative storyline than this? Like this has run its course at this point. I was tolerating it when it first started, but now it's like, can we finally end this storyline now? Like it's time for it to go. But yeah, Maxie should have smacked them women, like seriously, because they was definitely out of pocket. Speaking of tacky, Elizabeth, she comes up with the lamest excuses ever. She was supposed to tell Jason about his twin, and she didn't. She decided not to tell him. She came up with some little stupid story about how she needed Jason 2.0 to fill out a form for Jake to go on some little lame field trip. Elizabeth, you have not been in my good graces in so long, and just when I was warming up to Elizabeth, you fall right back out of my good grace. Seriously, Elizabeth, you're just as tacky as your hairdo. Honestly, just tacky. Go be with Franco. Go make some Franco babies and hopefully jump off a cliff. Um, and even Jason 2.0 and Sam wasn't buying her story when they got back to the penthouse. They wasn't buying what she was selling. They knew she was lying. I'm like, yo, Courage the Cowardly Dog could tell she was lying. It's obvious. Just by the weird looks her and Franco was giving each other and she was hesitant. Why would you be hesitant and giving each other dirty looks over a field trip form? Why would you do that? Obviously, you're lying. Like, who you think you talking to? Boo Boo the Fool? Like, come on. They're not buying that. But they didn't press her about it because Jason 2.0, he thought maybe, the dirty looks and the hesitancy was probably about their relationship, which he doesn't really want to know. But trust me, Jason 2.0 is bigger than that. So anyway, while that was going on, Jason number one, 1.0, he was on the shit with Huxley. Huxley is somewhat funny, but he's more annoying than funny. But I actually enjoyed his scenes with Jason 1.0. Um, and now we pretty much have confirmation Jason 1.0 is the real Jason Morgan. He basically confirmed he he was a coffee importer and he owned shares in a casino when they were playing poker. How much more proof do you need that he's Jason? Like they pretty much spelled it out in all these little scenes and stuff. They pretty much said it. Um, so Jason 2.0, get ready to give all that money and assets right back to your brother because that's where it's all going. You're sitting spending up his money and it's all going back to him. So get ready to find yourself out of the penthouse. Um, so yeah, I kind of enjoyed his scenes with Huxley or whatever. Huxley, like I said, he's somewhat funny, but he's annoying. Moving on from that, um, Christina, another earhead. Alexis got a letter in the mail telling her, well, it was a check. It was like a refund check for the remaining balance of her tuition. This girl has quit school again. Mind you, again, for all of you that don't know, this is Christina's third school, third college that she's done been to. Let's see. In 2011, 6 years ago, and the girl still hasn't graduated. I'm pretty sure when she first went to college, which was 6 years ago, she was going for an associate's degree. It does not take you 6 years to get an associate's degree. 2 years. That's all it takes you. You've been in college 6 years and you still have yet to graduate. Yeah, I'm sorry, but if I was Sonny and Alexis, I would be pissed. You wasted 6 years of my money and you ain't graduated. Yo, I would want every dime of my money back. I'm sorry, but you would owe me thousands. And mind you, the two colleges she went to were Ivy League schools. They were not community, Ivy League. You went to Yale. Yale is expensive. That's the second college she went to. The first college was Wesleyan. She went there, Ivy League. These are Ivy League schools. And then you dropped out of both of those. Okay. I was willing to overlook that. I thought maybe, college maybe wasn't for her, but I just feel like it ain't for her because it's not for her because she doesn't want it to be for her. Now you go to a community college. PCU is a community college. You went to two Ivy League schools, dropped out. Now you're in a community college, dropped out. And all three reasons that she gave for dropping out were all dumb reasons. The first reason when she dropped out of Westland, she said it's because she didn't feel comfortable there. She didn't feel like she fit in. I understood that. I said okay. I gave her a pass on that. I said okay. Second time she got out of Yale was because she found out basically Sonny blackmailed or did whatever the case may be to get her in there. So that's why she left. I felt like that was a stupid reason to leave an Ivy League school. Yale is like one of the best schools. Um, I don't live too far from Yale actually. I live like 10 minutes away from Yale College. It's a very great school. So she dropped out of there for that reason. Now you dropped out of community college because you want to be with Parker. And that's the only way you felt you could be with her because Parker wouldn't date her because she was a professor at PCU and Christina's a student at PCU and she didn't want to lose her job. So Christina came up with the bright idea to just quit college again. I would be pissed and Alexis was rightfully pissed. Like you kept this from her and eventually Alexis is just, Alexis is putting the pieces together as to why she quit. Parker. You quit because of Parker. All three dumb reasons to quit. Well, the first reason I gave her a pass. The other two reasons, dumb reasons. I chalk it up with Christina at first as being young and dumb. But at this point, it's like, girl, you've been in college 6 years, three different schools, 6 years. You still have yet to obtain an associate's degree, a degree that only takes 2 years, and you've been a full time student. A full-time student should be able to graduate in 2 years. If you're part-time, it may take you maybe 3 or 4. But full-time, 2 years is all it takes you to get an associate's degree. And you ain't passed yet. You ain't graduate. And you've been to three great schools, well, two Ivy League schools that are great schools. And you went to community college. I'm not knocking community college because I went to community college. But it's like, damn, what is you doing? I would be pissed if I was. She lucky she ain't my daughter. You would get it. Oh my God. Sonny and Alexis need to cut her off. I think she still work at Perks, but even I think Maxie or somebody mentioned, I think Carly, somebody mentioned how rent in Port Charles is expensive. Somebody mentioned that. So even if her and Amy Driscoll are roommates, even working at Perks, there's no way she can afford that rent, even half of the rent plus the utilities. So I'm pretty sure Alexis and Sonny are probably still paying for her cost of living. I'm pretty sure. If I was them, I would cut her off. And if she ever decided to go back to college, I'm sorry, I wouldn't give her a dime of my money. You done been to 3 colleges in 6 years, still have yet to graduate. Yeah, you're not getting a dime out of me. I'm sorry. I would not give her a dollar. You're gonna have to pay your own way from now on, because that's ridiculous. That's thousands of dollars of their money you've wasted in 6 years, and you have yet to get a degree. I would be super duper pissed. Like, and all your reasons were just dumb reasons. Like I said, I understand if you feel like college ain't for you, but that's not her reasons though. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not her reasons. I've had friends, a couple of them who dropped out after like 2 semesters, and they legitimately felt like college wasn't for them. So they went off and, wanted to find out what they were good at and what they wanted to do. I get that and I respect that because college is not for everybody. But with this girl, that reason never came out of her mouth. It was all dumb reasons, stupid reasons. I kind of, like I said, I gave her a pass with the, oh, I dropped out because of I didn't fill in. I didn't fit in at that school. That was the first reason. I kind of gave her a pass on it, but even then I thought it was like a little stupid reason or whatever. But still, it's like, come on. After the first college, I can give you a pass. But after two and three, number two and number three, 3 colleges in 6 years and you still ain't graduate? What the hell? Yeah, something wrong with you. Yeah, you would get an earful from me. And then she sat there and ignored Alexis's phone call because she know what Alexis was calling about. I think in the back of her mind she knew because Alexis paid for the college. So of course Alexis was gonna get the letter. She paid for it. I would be pissed. I would definitely want all my money back. I wouldn't even want the school to give me my money back. I would want Christina to give me the money back. Not the school. I would want her to give me the money back. You're gonna have to go to work and do 10 jobs to pay back those thousands that your parents spent on your education. Like, really? You got to be crazy. Crazy. Ridiculous. And her and Parker are such a mismatch. Like, even when they kiss, it looks awkward. When they were kissing at the diner, it looked mega awkward. I said, yeah, no. She's better off with Valerie at this point. Valerie is her age, around her age, and it's like it just looks more natural. I feel like Parker is way too mature for Christina, and I feel like Parker's intentions are not pure. I feel like for her this is a fling. For Christina, she sees a real relationship. But Parker's intentions I think are just pure based off of lust. That's what I think it is. I mean, you got an older person and a younger person. What could y'all possibly have to talk about? Definitely, y'all probably don't have the same taste in music, I'm sure. Not the same taste in music. Y'all like 2 generations apart from each other. So it's like, I'm not trying to say Parker's old, but she's older. You know what I mean? You're like a generation apart from this girl. What do y'all have to talk about? She's obviously immature. She doesn't know what she want out of life. Parker obviously has some of her stuff professionally together. She's a professor, so it's like, yeah, y'all a little worlds apart here. As far as Dr. Bench and Alexis is concerned, at first I didn't really see any chemistry between them. But once they sat down at the diner and started talking, I could see them potentially getting together. But her chemistry is nothing like the chemistry, I'm sorry, that she had with Julian. Her chemistry with Dr. Bench is nothing like that. But I'm willing to give them a chance. If their relationship goes further and they, go on more dates and stuff, I'll be willing to give it more of, of a fair chance. And I'm trying to now. I'm trying to be more reasonable with the two of them, but I just don't see, chemistry. Some people don't have chemistry right off the bat. You know, you're not always going to have chemistry with somebody right off the bat, but sometimes, if you go out more and stuff, you can develop it. You definitely can. So, let's see what happens. They kind of do look good together, though. He is age appropriate. He's around her age. He's in her age bracket. So that's good. At least she ain't dating no little young person, you know. But, yeah, so this whole episode was just a mess. This whole episode was a hot mess. I think that's everything in this. Yeah, Liz and Franco, I'm definitely not checking for them. Liz and Franco, I can care less. They deserve each other. May both of them go off, get married, have some babies, and go play in traffic together. But as far as this whole Jason 1, Jason 2 thing, Helena Cassadine definitely has something to do with all of this. And I want to know, what role did she play in all of this? And you know what I heard, and I was dying to bring this up, and I'm glad I did. I remembered. Remember that will reading they had? Remember that video will that Helena did last year? In her will, she left Sam a penny. I heard that that penny actually was significant to this storyline with the two Jasons. Because remember, Sam barely paid attention to that penny. I said, girlfriend, you might want to go back and look at that penny again, because if you notice, on the two sides of the penny, there's two heads. There's not a heads and a tail. You know how a penny has a head and a tail? That penny had two heads. I don't know if y'all noticed, but I went back and looked. That penny had two heads. It did. It had two heads on that penny. I said I noticed that. I didn't notice it at first because I didn't get a good look at it the first time when they showed it. But when they did a close up of that penny, it had two heads on that penny. The front and the back. Where the tail's supposed to be was a head. So Sam, you might want to go collect that penny. I'm just saying. Even if she looked at it, she probably wouldn't have figured out what Helena was trying to say. Because Helena did, she was the master of mind games. So Sam, it probably wouldn't have clicked in her mind what that penny really stood for. Because Helena was trying to throw shade at her by saying that's all any child of Alexis is worth is a penny. But that penny was more symbolic than anything. It wasn't just shade she was trying to throw at you. That penny was trying to tell you something. And she wasn't reading between the lines, obviously, because she didn't care. She thought it was a trick or a game. But trust me, everything Helena does, there's a reason behind it. But anyway, hit that comment button. Tell me what you think of this episode. And hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I will see you all later. Have a wonderful day.